Hello, viewers and readers alike. Good day to you all. My name is L.J.D. Millar, and I'm here to once again talk about Torn from Time. Sort of becoming a one-trick pony here. I've made no changes to Torn from Time. I have not fixed any spelling mistakes. I know there's at least a couple. I have not changed the cover again. I am bringing you the exact same content, only in a new format with absolutely no changes. I sound like I'm applying for Bethesda Studios. More to the point, Torn from Time is now available in dramatic fanfare, please. Hard. Oh, hardcover. Don't believe me? There's your proof. I wanted Torn from Time in hardcover since day one, back in 2018 while I was still writing it. And there were a few places that would publish it in that format, but Amazon or Kindle Direct Publishing, which is what I used to publish it, had everything else that I needed for publishing it, so I settled for paperback and Kindle. But recently, they released a new feature that's still in beta for publishing in hardcover, and I automatically just jumped at the chance. So first talking about the actual size of it, it's a lot bigger than I had thought. The paperback version of Torn from Time is 5 inches by 8 inches. The hardcover is 6 by 9, being 1 inch wider and 1 inch taller. It's honestly a lot bigger than I thought in person. But nonetheless, I do not regret it at all. The smallest size I was able to make it was 5.5 by 8.5. I chose to go the full 6 by 9. I could make it bigger if I wanted to, but let's face it, I shouldn't have. That's the end of that. The text is also larger than I thought, but it's still not like an eyesore. It's still small enough to not be a problem, but large enough to not be a pain on the eyes. It opens nice and wide, very nice. Doesn't lay flat, really, but the more you stretch it out and read it, it would, in fact, do that. Like any other book. I don't know why I had to say that. That's just a given with books. I wanted to do a proper unboxing of this so you could see the book without all my little fingerprints on it, but Amazon shipped in a box that was chock full of promotions. And because YouTube's algorithm is absolutely agony, I decided not to do that. Thank you very much, Amazon. So you'll have to So you'll have to settle for this. I'm going to now change camera angles to the desk here so you can actually see some of the details a little better. I'm now going to switch to the camera angle over the desk so you can see some of the details just a little better. I do want to apologize for the fingerprints all over the cover that are visible in this lighting. I'll try to figure out better lighting next time. Now, it is a matte cover, just like the paperback had been given, as well as the same cream-colored paper, unlike the white paper that the Drafecta books have been having so far. Now, here you can see a little more clear the obvious size difference here. Like I had said, the hardcover is 1 inch taller as well as 1 inch wider than the original paperback. Basically, the hardcover is the younger brother that ended up somehow being taller than the older brother, and the Kindle's the angry little sister that never got the growth spurt and hates being short. Now, unlike the paperback here, the logo is not on the front cover. I decided to instead move it to the spine for the hardcover, so it's more out of the way, a little less in your face, in between the title and the name. Now onto something I'm especially happy with, the art. I made the cover different so it was going to vary a bit from the paperback, using art that I had drawn back in 2018 when I was writing it, just like the paperback did, but I never got to using. For example, the little old-timey computer at the back of the capsule, as well as Apps's missing arm photo here as she's firing the electric ball. And it's something that I'm especially proud I was able to include in this version. Now onto the inside. As you can see, the font size doesn't look overly large, it looks good, and that's something I was a little worried about. The book is also 20 pages longer than the paperback's 180, maxing out at 200 pages. Something else I did notice that I'm a little upset about, the text is perfectly sharp, perfectly clear, just like it's supposed to be, just like the paperback. One thing I did notice, however, as you can see here, the imagery that I use for the chapter titles ended up blurred. It doesn't show so well on camera, but up close it's a little pixely and smudged, and I don't know what caused that. The paperback never had this issue, at least not in the copies I've ever gotten, and I don't know why it happened here. This typically doesn't bother me because it's not too much of a problem, but I have one friend that's contemplating using Kindle Direct Publishing to publish his comic books, and because those are all imagery, I don't know how well that would turn out. I hope this is something that's refined in the future and something that Amazon takes care of, because I would like to see my friend be able to publish his comics with this because of how it works, but if the images end up smudged for hardcover, then I just don't know how that would end up in the long run. And that pretty much sums up my initial look at the book here. I will now switch over back to past me, who is in the chair as I'm recording this in the future. Overall, honestly, I couldn't be more pleased. This is what I wanted since I wanted to be a writer. I wanted my book in hardcover because it's something I always loved. I have a bunch of hardcover books in my library right there. If I bought a book in paperback and found out that I really liked it, sometimes I buy it a second time in hardcover just to have it.
That might explain why I'm always short on money.
The life of an author, everybody. There are some details I might have made smaller had I known how they'd turn out. Like I might have made my name a little smaller on the side here. Um I might have moved the wording up a little bit so there wasn't this empty space. But overall, it doesn't look bad. I really like it. And I honestly have never been so proud. My mother ordered a copy in hardcover as well. I have a friend that was thinking about getting it in hardcover, even though he already bought the paperback. I am so happy. I now have a book in basically the three main formats. I have a book available on Kindle as an ebook. I have a book in paperback, and the same book is now available in hardcover on Amazon. And I am so happy. And you can be absolutely sure that once I'm done all the Drefrecta stories, that the final collection will be in hardcover. Just imagine reading The Burning Guardian from your nice big hardcover book, looking at it and being, yes, this was a waste of my money. Yes, this was worth every cent. I know a lot of people have talked about getting my book and haven't, um and I hope that now that it's in hardcover, maybe that will entice you to, give me your money to pay me. I'm about to just get up and rob some people to enjoy a science fiction tale like no other. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been L.J.D. Millar. Take care of yourselves.